Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for coming and joining us here. My name is Rabbi Seth Grauer. I am the Rosh Hashiva here at the Bnei Akiva schools, both Ulpanat Orot and Yeshivat Or Chaim. This is an exciting time for certainly the 8th graders sitting here, graduating elementary school. It's a big deal. And in the context of choosing a high school, this is a big decision. It will set you on a path that you will travel, that will set your life for many, many years to come. I have many goals for this morning, but first and foremost, I want to introduce the members of our team who you will meet this morning, but you are not going to get to know them that well, so I encourage you to find ways to speak to them, ask them questions, and really do your best to try to gain an understanding as to exactly who they are and the real impact that they can and hopefully will have on you. Rishon the Rishonim, first and foremost, Mr. Hillel Rapp is our principal, oversees our entire educational program in school. He is responsible for just about everything that goes on. Mrs. Sharon Fixel is our assistant principal and campus head, responsible not only for today's entire program, but for the day-to-day operations of our wonderful school. Mrs. Sherry Weinberg, next up, our Director of Guidance, the most veteran member of our team. Mrs. Weinberg helps Mrs. Fixler, but also oversees a robust system of guidance and support that begins to some extent even before our students enter and continues without a doubt, always after graduation. Mrs. Maureen Besson oversees so many programs, clubs, committees, student activities, and Prof, as she is so affectionately known, is also in charge of visual guidance, wears many hats throughout the school. As many of you know, we are incredibly lucky to have Mrs. Shira Lipner here as our Director of Judaic Studies. Mrs. Lipner is in charge of our entire Limudei Kodesh program, courses we offer, the level of our learning, our academic rigor, and the ultimate inspiration that comes from so many of the classes that we have. And of course, Rabbi Yosef Kurtz, our Mashgiach Ruchani, who oversees so many of the additional learning and religious co-curricular opportunities that we have. Finally, but her role cannot be understated at all, Mrs. Miriam Klein, in charge of our entire program of academic support, which truly benefits so many of our students. The one common theme that really runs throughout all of these exceptionally talented individuals is that all of them are also beloved teachers in addition to their administrative portfolios, and they serve as exceptional role models to our students. Every aspect of our school has been built to ensure that we provide our young women with a ton of educational, social, and emotional, and of course religious guidance and support. We recognize that kids today need a ton of advice, hand-holding, guidance, and support to succeed, and it is our responsibility to provide that. Towards that end, we have developed an exceptional team of religious guidance counselors whose goal it is to meet our students, schmooze with them, help them develop positive self-confidence and self-worth, and strengthen their lifelong commitment that we are building within them to halakha. Religious commitment among adolescents is not easy today. Girls have lots of questions and are challenged by what really is an anti-religious world around us that promotes values that are antithetical to so many of our beliefs and obligations. We have made this a major focus of our school, and it's a significant priority that we don't take lightly. Just prior to Sukkot, I spoke at Ulpanat, a little bit of a controversial speech at the end, and I asked the girls why it is that we have built a holiday, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu commanded us to create this Chag based on an Ananei HaKavod, this incredible heavenly cloud that HaKadosh Baruch Hu used to provide us with physical protection. But there is no Chag, there is no holiday to celebrate the other ways in which HaKadosh Baruch Hu provided for us in the Midbar. God took us out of Mitzrayim, and God protected us in 3 ways. He provided for us. He gave us man, He gave us food, He gave us mayim, He gave us a be'er, He gave us a well, He gave us sustenance. And of course, He provided housing for us. But yet, HaKadosh Baruch Hu commanded us to create a Chag based on the Ananei HaKavod, based on the clouds, and not based on food and based on water? It's a good question to be asked. And I answered that in many ways, bread and water is so basic, such an obvious need that the Jewish people would need when they left Mitzrayim, that there's no reason to make a Chag, there's no reason to make a holiday based on that. Whereas the Ananei HaKavod, the heavenly cloud, this miraculous cloud that was utilized to protect the Jewish people, to guide them in the desert, that was something quite exceptional. That was something quite amazing. That was something that was worthwhile to make a Chag based on. And I used the following example without even realizing at the time the impact it would have. I said every year I speak at open house. And I said I don't speak about the fact that we have such amazing students. And guess what? We have teachers. And not only do we have teachers, but we offer classes. Why don't I mention the fact that we have teachers, and we have classes, and we have students? Because every school has students and teachers and classes. Without those, you're not a school. You can't be an educational institution. They're so basic, they're so fundamental to the beginnings of what develops and is created in the context of a school. I said instead, I focus on the fact that we are so much more than a school. And we provide and we create and we do so much more than the basic elements that exist in the context of a school. And I realized right in there that that's something that I should be focusing on a bit more in the context of our open house and why I believe us to be so much more than a school. But rather than tell you what I think, I decided to send out a brief survey to some of our students to ask them what they thought and to get a sense from them, so that instead of hearing from me and my words and my language, hear from them directly. And here are a few quotes that some of our students shared as to why it is that we are so much more than a school. First and foremost, Esti Haber. Make sure we got it right. Okay, we're doing well here. Ulpanat isn't just a school, it's a uniquely warm environment which cherishes and celebrates the relationships between faculty and students. Orly Rabinovich, the friendships that I know will form for a lifetime, the laughs that are shared between students and teachers, and the music that you hear as the students dance at breakfast, you can't find that at every other school. Nothing compares to Ulpanat. Gabby Breitbart, to me, Ulpanat is so much more than a school. It is a community. It doesn't matter if you're from down south, from up north, or in the woods, Hamilton, Ulpanat is one. El Diana, there are tons of fun activities like Shabbatons and traditions, Rosh Chodesh donuts, plus every club you can imagine. When you come to Ulpanat, you're not just getting an education, you're making friends and memories and building skills that are so much more important than classes and tests. Chani Shul, the Ruach in the lunchroom during breakfast. Every morning there's music playing and awesome dance parties. Doesn't matter who you are, what grade you're in, it's just everyone dancing and having fun together. It always lets me start my day off with a smile. That is not something you find in every other school. And Mia Belda, Ulpanat is my home away from home. Such amazing quotes, and the truth is I have to apologize to so many other girls who wrote in and responded. I really took just the first handful of quotes that girls responded to describe Ulpanat and why they see it as so much more than a school. Our students said it much better than I ever could. We are not just a school. We are a community. We are a family. We are a school where teachers will show up at students' basketball games just to cheer them on. And oh, by the way, our Knights are 2-0. Last game they won, I think, 45-10, if you can believe it. No mercy, clearly. We are a school where teachers will offer extra help at a local library or on a weekend. We are a school in which teachers will run clubs, programs, exciting things, all apart from the classroom learning. Our faculty gets to know all our students as individuals, and we really care about the whole student. There is an excitement, there's an energy in the hallways. Yes, they are a bit tight physically at times, but students run after teachers to walk down the halls with them. At least some of the teachers. No one seems to run after me that much. But the other teachers for sure. And it's something beautiful and special. Our grade 10 girls are just coming off a Shabbaton that ended last night. run by our administration, faculty, our shlichim, our shlichot. They stepped up in such an incredible way to run this amazing Shabbaton, but the reality is that it's the kids who ran the Shabbaton. Yes, it's true, and Priel gets an incredible amount of credit for running the whole Shabbaton. Okay, we're losing our screen, it looks like. That's okay. We'll get it back. Priel gets an incredible amount of credit for helping to run the Shabbaton, but the reality is it wasn't just them. It wasn't just Priel. It was all of the students and the student leaders. They split up into committees, and they made sure that the Shabbaton was an incredible success. And again, I can't speak for everyone, but this feedback I got so far has been incredibly positive. We are a school in which the grade 12 girls are super excited when our shlichim return to Israel at the end of the year, so that our grade 12 girls can spend a year with them and go to their homes once they're in Israel for the year. We are, of course, an exceptional educational institution, both Limudei Kodesh and Limudei Chol, but again, we are so much more than a school. We don't teach Tanakh, Torah Sheba'al Peh, Hashkafa, classes in the Machshava, and of course Hebrew language as other academic subjects. They are the guidebooks to our lives, and every minute that we spend enmeshed and immersed within them, we are enriched through that learning. Our programming and co-curricular activities and everything is guided by our Torah and mitzvot that we ensure guide every decision that we make. Ulpanat, as many of you know, because there are some parents here who are graduates, is part of a rich history and a tradition that really cannot be fully explained and imparted in one morning of an open house. But that's why this is just the start. And we encourage you to speak to our student volunteers who are here and speak to our teachers and try to get as much information as you can. Every high school believes in academic excellence. But what is, I think, perhaps unique and different about Ulpanat is that we work exceptionally hard to maintain our high standards of excellence in an upbeat, positive environment of healthy, eager, motivated learners with what we hope is significantly less stress. 3 years ago, we started a earth-shattering course called Building Purpose. It is a course in mental wellness, in a prophylactic perspective, taught and run by our social worker, Atara English. And the nature of the course, we'll give her a round of applause. We're back. And the nature of the course is to teach our grade 9 and 10 school students coping mechanisms and skills to utilize when they inevitably get a bit overwhelmed and a bit stressed. It's a mandatory class, and as far as I know, the first of its kind, certainly in the Jewish day school and yeshiva day school world throughout North America, because I've asked other heads of schools. It's because we recognize that the social emotional component to our teenagers is so essential to their success in life. And I feel totally confident and completely at ease telling you, our future Ulpanat parents, that if you send your daughters to Ulpanat, we are certainly going to do everything that we can to ensure that she is happy. Before I close, I want to introduce you to my daughter Gila, who is currently in grade 10. Okay, I know that this may sound a bit self-serving, but it's absolutely true. I promise you, and I know the New York metropolitan area and the scene of high schools throughout America, there isn't a single school anywhere in North America that I would rather have my daughter at than Ulpanat. I am confident for Gila to have every member of our faculty, and I'm so excited about the future ahead for her with the strong foundation that she is building at Ulpanat. Ulpanat is going through exciting times. There are over 60 families that have registered in advance for Ulpanat. Mrs. Fixer told me that she thinks there are even more that are here. A big thank you and a welcome to Rabbi Lauderman, who's joining us this morning. Thank you so much, Rabbi, for being here. Everywhere I go, people are telling me that they hear that there are special things happening at Ulpanat, and they're absolutely right. One theme that you will hear this morning is that we are never satisfied with the status quo, and that we are always trying to get better and better each and every year. Today, adolescence is as difficult a journey as there ever was, and it is harder than ever to be a teenager. Your choice of high school is a decision on a journey that will impact you undoubtedly for the most impressionable and hopefully memorable and vital years of your life. Take that journey in the loving, caring, and vibrant and protective environment of Ulpanat, because we believe that it's a decision that will set you on the most exceptional path you are yet to travel. Thank you very much for listening. But please give your attention to the video screen for our movie.